Today, we're going to talk about one of the most important and honestly, most misunderstood VA benefits out there. It's called Special Monthly Compensation, or SMC. This is the crucial safety net for veterans whose service-connected disabilities are so severe they just don't fit on the standard rating scale.
It's a heck of a question, isn't it? I mean, we all think of 100% disability rating as the absolute maximum, the top of the scale. But for some veterans, the impact of their injuries is just so profound that even 100% rating doesn't truly capture their loss of independence. And that's exactly the gap that SMC is meant to fill.
All right, here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll do a quick refresher on what disability ratings are all about. Then, we'll get into why 100% isn't always the full story. After that, we'll introduce special monthly compensation, look at some real-life examples of who qualifies, and then wrap it all up with why this benefit is just so incredibly vital.
So to really get why special monthly compensation is, well, so special, we first have to understand the system it's built on. We have to start with the basics. What exactly is a VA disability rating?
Okay, so if you crack open the official regulations, we're talking 38 CFR Section 4.1, it's laid out pretty clearly. That percentage, whether it's 10%, 50%, or 100%, isn't just some random number. It's a very specific measurement of how much a veteran's condition is expected to mess with their ability to get and keep a job.
Now, pay close attention to the wording here because this is the whole ballgame. Impairment in earning capacity. The entire standard rating system is built around economics. It's designed to compensate a veteran for lost wages and work time. It's fundamentally about the handicap to making a living, not necessarily the handicap to, well, living.
And that right there brings us to the heart of the matter. What happens when a disability is so catastrophic that it doesn't just affect your ability to work, it affects your ability to do the most basic things every single day?
Think about it like this. A 100% rating can be given to a veteran who can't work. But that rating doesn't, by itself, tell you if that veteran can live on their own, or if they need someone to help them get dressed, or if they've suffered a devastating physical loss. That's the blind spot in the standard system.
And that is where special monthly compensation comes into play. You see, the VA knew that these extreme situations needed something more, a different kind of compensation that goes way beyond just replacing a paycheck.
So what is SMC? It's an extra tax-free payment that gets added on top of your regular disability pay. It's specifically for veterans who've suffered what the VA considers catastrophic disabilities. It's the VA saying, we recognize that the personal cost of these specific injuries deserves a higher level of compensation.
And this is the most important thing to remember. SMC is not about your percentage. You don't get it by adding up a bunch of small ratings until you hit some magic number. Nope. It's a separate benefit that's triggered by the type of disability you have. It's all about the specific and profound impact on your life.
All right, let's get out of the weeds of theory and make this real. We're going to look at some specific examples straight from the VA's own rulebook. This should clear things up.
Okay, two of the big gateways for SMC are what's called anatomical loss and loss of use. Anatomical loss is pretty straightforward. It means a part of your body, like a hand or a foot, is physically gone, amputated. Loss of use is a little different. It means the limb is still there, but it's so damaged, maybe from paralysis, that it has no real function left.
Wow. Just listen to how direct that is. That's the VA's official definition. They're basically asking, is that hand so useless that a prosthetic device on an amputation stump could do the job just as well? If the answer is yes, then that's considered loss of use. It's a really stark but crystal clear way of defining a profound loss of function.
And right here you can see some of the clearest examples that qualify for SMC. And you'll notice a pattern, right? It's about the loss of two extremities, the loss of both hands or both feet, or the loss of use of both hands or both feet, or even a combination, like one hand and one foot. These are the kinds of severe, life-changing disabilities that automatically put a veteran in line for this extra compensation.
But hey, it's not just about arms and legs. SMC also covers other catastrophic situations. We're talking about things like being legally blind in both eyes, being permanently confined to a bed, or needing another person's help every single day for basic needs like eating and bathing. That's what the VA calls aid in attendance. It shows just how broad this benefit is meant to be.
So after going through all these rules and definitions, let's just zoom out for a second. Why is this so important? Why does this whole separate category of compensation even need to exist?
At the end of the day, special monthly compensation is the VA's way of saying that some injuries cost more than just a paycheck.
It's a formal acknowledgement that losing a limb or your sight or your basic independence, well, that's a sacrifice on a totally different level. It's about recognizing a loss that affects every single second of every single day, long after the workday is over.
And that's really what it boils down to. The rules can seem complicated, but the idea behind them is simple and powerful. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Now that you know what SMC is for, could this incredibly important benefit apply to a veteran in your life?